Hey guys, Figurecraft here, and today I'm pretty excited because we got a package in the mail, and I thought I was not going to get this. I mean, it took forever, but I received a little envelope in the mail, and I'm going to go ahead and open it. And what this is the replacement pipe for this. So we're going to go ahead and get this open. Alright, I got it open. Now we're going to take tweezers and we're going to reach down inside, try to grab, that's going to be easier said than done, the pipe. Dropped it. Let's hope this one's in better condition than our last one. So there we have it. So our last one that needed replaced was completely, you see here, bent down. Our newest one is, it is straight, so that's a bonus. It's a whole lot straighter than this one, you can see. And it only bends outward on that one, and this one is more straighter than that one, but I think I can work with this. Yeah, this is a whole lot better condition than this one. Because, I mean, when I put this one right here that we received with the first time onto the engine that it goes on, we end up with ah man, hang on a minute here, I probably shouldn't have clipped my fingernails. We'll try it again. And then push that in. We end up with that. You can see how badly the pipe is bent down. But with our new one, we'll put it on as a dry fit. We end up with that. We just have to make sure that it goes on completely straight. But we end up with that, and the only thing that happens with this one is the pipe comes out a little bit too far. But that's okay, because I think in our next shipment that we'll be getting in issue 29, I saw people's YouTube videos, there's a pipe that this thing will eventually connect to, and what I can do is glue that sticking out pipe to that pipe and pull it in. So yes, this is a whole lot better of a pipe that they sent me in the mail. So thank you, Agora Models. I really appreciate this. Thanks for sending me the replacement pipe. And I'm sorry that I got a little impatient there with you. I didn't realize where it came from. But yeah, it came from the UK, basically. And it took them a while to get it over here. So that's why it was getting held up in the mail. But thank you for sending me the replacement pipe that I needed. I can work with that. So I'm glad we got a replacement pipe. So now this bent one right here, we'll just put it off to the side. And we'll use the new pipe. So we're good on that. And I also got to get a hold of the older books, because I got to go back and do some looking here. So give me a few seconds here. I got to check some things, because we are, in this issue, we are going to attach the two engines down to the floor. Okay, here's what I need first. I need to check out issue 26, because we're going back to the thrust blocks. There's a whole lot of things that I have to do, and we're going to go over them all in this video. So, going to issue, okay, I'm back at issue 26 reading about the two thrust blocks. Take the two parts of the thrust block 26A and 26B, fit them together, pegs in part 26B fit into holes in parts 26A as indicated. This is a push fit connection. So apparently that one's a push fit connection, so it doesn't require glue. Okay. It tells me that these don't require glue, so we'll follow its advice. And we are now going to be doing issue 36. So, getting my book ready. I've already got the parts prepped and ready to go. What I've done, and I'll show you that, I have removed some parts from the engine room floor. I removed the part that goes here, and I removed the part that goes here. I just unscrewed them from the engine room floor. And those are the lubrication pumps that I removed on both sides. And I'll explain why I've done that when we get to that step. And there's our new little pipe. We'll put that on the engine here in a few. But our first step is putting together the steam turbines. We are literally going to put together the steam turbines. So let me get my tweezers. Step 1. Take the turbine 36I and the two condensers 36D and 36F. Note that letters L circled in blue and R are marked on the condensers to help you identify the left port and right starboard condensers. Fit the condensers on each side of the turbine so that the screw holes are aligned. Fix the condensers in place using 2 AP screws for each condenser. Okay, so we're doing the condensers. The steam turbine and the condensers. We're doing this. So, let me get my parts box. I'm going to set the engine room floor over to the side out of my way until I'm ready for it. So, we need these two parts. And we will need, what were those AP screws? AP screws. And then we need to get a hold of that part. So that's all we need right now out of our box 36. You can see it right there, 36. So we're going to work on these. So unwrapping these. There's one part. That over here beside me. And then we're going to unwrap that. There's one of the condensers. And then we're going to unwrap the next condenser and set it to the side. And then let's see here. Now I'm already seeing a problem here because I got to put some screws in here. And I'm pretty confident this screwdriver is not going to fit in them holes. And I would be correct. You cannot use the screwdriver set that they gave you. So what we're going to have to do here is, luckily, earlier on in the build, way back in about first shipment, in issue 2, they sent me a screwdriver a while back before I got the screwdriver set. So we are going to be using that screwdriver again after so long of not using it. And that should, yep, thank God they sent me that. Okay. So now I got to identify the condensers. So here's our part. And we flip her around. And let me see here if I can find them and show them to you. I'm looking for it myself. Okay, let me zoom you in here because there's no way it's going to pick this up if I don't. You can see there, let me get my tweezers, sorry. Let me make the tweezers. Right here. Right here is R. You can see there's an R in there. And over here is L. You can see there's an L right there. So pay attention to those. And then air condensers. You can see here, that one has an L. So if I flip it around this way, you can see in there there's an L down there. And this one has an R. So that's how you tell where the condensers go. So the next thing we got to do is get our AP screws ready. We're going to need about 4 of these out of the bag. So working on getting my 4. Oh, come on, man. Hang on, man. Got to fight with this bag. It never fails. We always got to fight with something. Alrighty then. And what I am going to do, I am going to use this screwdriver to help me get the screws out. So, there's one. Set it down there with link. And there's 2. Oh, y'all excited for the Tears of the Kingdom game like I am? I've already got mine on pre-order. I couldn't pre-order the collector's edition because it was already out. But I do have the regular edition and I do have the amiibo. So once I get the amiibo, we'll be going over it in a future video. But there we go. There's 4 screws. So we'll go ahead and set those there. So now we got to take our piece and then our condensers. And this is R going to R. So, nope, turn her around. Make sure that the opening is facing towards the inside. Just like that. And then we're going to go ahead and get our screwdriver and get one of these screws loaded up into the screwdriver. And then we're going to go ahead and start putting this in place. Taking our time. Get in there. So I'm just taking my time. Not over screwing. Because this is going into plastic. You don't want to strip it. And yeah, that didn't work. Hang on a minute. Let me see what's going on in there. Because that really didn't work. Okay, it's going slowly. Did I get it that time? Just about. Okay. That's one screw in. They are a little bit tight to get in there because of the plastic. But they'll eventually go. So now we're going to put our next one in. Yeah, that's bitten. And that's bitten. So I'm checking it. That one's still a little bit loose. Alright. Alright, got that one in. So now we're going to do our other side, which is L to L. Go ahead and pop those on. And then we're going to put 2 more screws into the corresponding holes. So just like this, taking our time. And what you can see there, it doesn't go in at first. You have to slowly work with it until you slowly get it in there. You can see how wobbly mine is. So let me look at this again. I mean, I don't get why these are being so stubborn with me, but they are. Good grief, man. Okay, that one's gotten. So now we're going to put our last one in. So taking our last one, going into the condenser. Which is still a little bit loose. That one's good. That one's good. Alrighty. Now we have the 2 condensers attached to this piece. So we got that out of the way now. Now we're going to read our next step. I'm not going to lie, those were hard to get in. Step 2. Fit the D-shaped peg on steam pipe 36H into the hole in steam pipe 36G below, left and below. This is a push fit connection. Similarly, fit the D-shaped peg on part 36B into the hole in part 36C. The remaining photo below shows all the parts assembled. Okay, so we're going to have to get our box again and get our next parts out. And our next parts are in here. So we're going to go ahead and open up these. And then we have these pipes. And these are the turbine steam pipes, I think. And this one has a big D-shaped hole. And you're going to have to look for the one that's got the big D-shaped hole that would fit in that. So you see this one's got a small, so if we put that one in, that's not going to work because that's not the correct one. But this one right here has the big D-shaped hole, so that's the one you want. So you just press it in there, and then there you go. That part's done. And then you do the same thing for the other one. The other one has a small D-shaped hole, and this has a small D-shaped peg. So you just match that with the part, and then you just press it. And there you go. It doesn't need glue. These are very tight fit. So you got those done. And with that, you have these 2 turbine steam pipes completed. And now we're going on to the next step, which I've got my thing here I'm going to read. The assembled steam pipes have to be fitted to the assembly from step 1. Fit the pegs on the ends of the pipes 36B, 36C, 36H, and 36G into the holes as indicated above. Okay, so what it's going to tell us to do now, we're going to take our condensers, and you see on this part right here, we have a hole here, and we got a hole here. We also have a hole there, and then we got a hole there. And these pipes with the pegs on them, that's where those are going to stab. Looking at the picture, you don't want to put it on this way where that's facing like that and then that's facing like that. That's not going to work. It does not go that way. Make sure that the bend pipe is on the outside. So we're going to take it, we're going to insert it right there, and then the other one's going to go right there. We're going to have to push that in there quite thoroughly, so give me a few seconds here, because it does not want to go in that hole at the moment. So it's a really tight fit. Okay, there we go. I got it. So pressing it in there, and there you go. We have that one attached. And that's how that... And you also want to make sure that these pipes are facing up. So this is the bottom of the condensers. The round curve is the bottom. And where you see the flat peg in, that's the bottom. So now we're going to do the same thing for the other side. We're going to take the pipes and situate them in place. And these don't need glue. Those are pretty tightly in there. So with that, we have our steam turbine engine complete with the steam turbine pipes. So we are now done with that step. So we'll set that to the side since we're done with that. And then we'll turn the page. We are now going to go to the engine room floor again. So we have a blue note here. I'm going to read this blue note, what it says. So reading the blue note, what it says. Important advice. We now start work on fitting and testing the two reciprocating engines. It is important to ensure that all parts are correctly fitted at each stage. Check that your model matches the photos exactly. You must handle model parts very carefully, as there are many delicate parts that can easily come adrift. Work in a clear area. We suggest you cover your work surface with an old sheet so that you can easily see small parts and screws. That's what the important advice says. And now step 4. Take the engine room floor 26H and thrust block assembly from issue 34. Fit the turbine base 36E to the floor. 3 screw sockets on the base of part 36E. Fit into the 3 screw holes in part 26H between the 2 ribs. Top left. Turn the assembly over so that you can fix parts 36E in place with 3 AP screws above. Okay, so our next part I'm going to get out of the box now. And that would be this little square piece right here. So, getting this little square piece out, this is our block to the steam turbine engine. So we'll set that down there for now. And then I'm going to grab my engine room floor, so let me move these engines over to the side a bit. And all this other stuff. So now we're going to get our engine room floor. And here's our engine room floor. We're going to pay attention to this part right here where it's got these two lines, these bump looking lines that pop out of the floor. That's where we're focusing. And this part right here, make sure that this opening right here, this opening you see, is facing towards the back. So it's going to go this way. You can see it's going to go that way. And after we got that on there, we're going to secure that down with 3 AP screws. So I don't think I need this screwdriver anymore. I want to set that to the side, and I'm going to go back to my one, and I'm going to go ahead and get 3 AP screws out of this bag. So working on getting 3 screws out here. Ha! Look at there. All 3 came out. How lucky is that? Alright. Now I'm going to turn the assembly over. These are the 3 holes you're going to locate right here. These are your 3 holes right there. So, holding the assembly, making sure that my hands don't bump anything underneath. I'm going to put the middle one in first, while holding the assembly down. So, working on putting in the first one, taking my time, not rushing it, because I don't want to break anything, making sure that that's in there securely. Yeah, while you're screwing this down, you can see this sucker is wobbly. So, yeah, you got to try your best to hold it firmly and then slowly put the screws in. Which, that's the first one in. So the first one's in. Now I'm going to take another screw, taking the screwdriver, loading up the screwdriver. I'm going to go for the screw hole at the top. So going into that one now. Now later on I will remove this from the engine room floor, because I got an idea with this little block thing that would probably make it easier to get pieces on later, and I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. When we come to that step. But that step's not until the next shipment. I don't have the next shipment yet. My payment is due to come out tomorrow. And then after that, they will take their time shipping the next shipment. Usually after the payment, we have to wait about a week later for them to ship the next shipment out. After they've collected their payment. We're having a little play up right here with a screw, not wanting to go all the way in. So just bear with me here. I don't want to strip that. So I'm going to slowly work with that little sucker. Take my time. Let's see there. And yeah, that's got it. Alright, so when it's on, we'll be like that, and then we'll be like that. But what I was talking about, I'll take this off again later on in the build, because they want you to do in the instructions, they want you to set this on top like that, and then slowly wiggle it down in place and press it in place. But would it not be easier just to unscrew this from the floor, pop these two sections together, and then screw it back down to the floor? Because, I mean, you can still access it. And it would make it much easier, too, to align the middle rod in the middle. Would it not? So, that's my idea for it. But we'll go over that when we come to that. Okay. So, now we are going to we're going to put on the next part of the engine room floor, making the engine room extend. This thing's about to get long. Step 5. Fit the 3 recessed screw sockets on the aft end of the upper side of the floor, part 36A, over the screw sockets on the underside of the engine room floor, 26H. Fix in place with 3 AP screws circled above. Okay, so we're going to take our engine room floor next piece. So let me get that out of the box. And that is right here. That is this big piece right here. We're going to be putting that down to the engine room floor. Just give me a few seconds here. Alright. So, let's see here. We're getting a lot of stuff on this table. There's our little gearbox. Oh, man. Let me put some things here, because I don't want to lose a few things. Let's put this cover back over these tweezers. Set that there. And for now, until we need these tweezers again, we'll put this cover over them tweezers. Set that there. Alright. Sorry about that. So, it said we need 3 AP screws, so I'm going to go ahead and get the 3 AP screws out of here. It'd be nice if we can grab all 3 at the same time.